All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's get this going. I am flying the A2A 182. I have not touched this plane in over a year. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a very fun stream, I think, because not only have I not flown anything at all in any sim for over a year, I have new joystick and throttle and rudder pedals for the first time in my life. So it's going to be a very interesting stream. Okay, this is the A2A. I am terrified to hit shift 7 and look at the hangar because, again, over a year. Let's hop into the cockpit real quick. I'm going to assume the persistent cockpit stuff worked and everything is as I left it. I did turn the battery and avionics on to make sure this was still working because it's a Flight 1 gauge and you know how they are. We shall see if everything is still working. My plan today, I'm gonna fly on VATSIM, but I haven't connected to the network yet. My plan today is we'll take off. We're here at Folkestone. We're gonna take off. We'll head north towards Waycross. Probably do some touch and goes there. They have a longer runway. It is a windy day today, so I don't really want to be fighting with the wind at a short runway like this if I can help it. So that's a thing. Then we'll probably shoot over to Brunswick. I may do a practice instrument approach. If I do, I'm just going to jump right out of the frying pan and straight into the fire and do a DME arc. Because why not? Apparently I hate myself. Then we may... I have the flight plan set up in my iPad to take me down to Fernandina Beach, where we might do a touch and go. Or we might do a touch and go at JIA. I don't know. At Jack's. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So real quick, I am going to let's get the iPad here and let's real quick look at airport info for here. Airfield elevation 68 feet. I knew that already. There is no NOTAMs that we need to worry about. There's some towers with lights out around here, but nothing major. There's no weather station here, so there's nothing we can do about that. Let's load up Waycross real quick and see what there is going on over there. Let's see, weather. Their latest report was at 1915. It's 1928, so this is recent. Winds 280 at 17, gusting to 25, which is a fun one. It is pretty windy today. So we're going to be having some fun with that. Gusting to 25. The winds are at a 280. That favors runway 31, which is one of their shorter runways. It's still 3,500 feet long. And it doesn't have any lights, but we're flying in the day. What about NOTAMs? Lights out of service. 19's Pappy is unserviceable. Is that effective today? Let's see, 3rd, 31st to the 10th. Yes, that is affected today. Runway 19, runway in lights are out. And the Vortac is unserviceable. From the 4th to the 1st to the 5th. Yeah, that's so the Vortac ain't working. Interesting. Any FTCs? ILS, Zulu, localizer, equipped with suitable GPS. Okay, that's for the Vortac. We don't need to worry about that. We have a GPS. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and do the pre-flight stuff off of VATSIM. That way I can connect, start the engine, and go when we're ready for that. Okay, we'll worry about this later. All right. Information. And what's your frequency? It should be 122.9. Yes, okay. 122.9 is the CTAF. All right. Set that over there. All right. Um, now's the moment I've been dreading. I'm gonna hit Shift 7. I'm also gonna lower my microphone volume a bit because it seems to be just a little too loud. Check, 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 check. Let's go -6 decibels there. All right. It's been over a month since you last flew. It has been considerably longer than that. Can I... Right here. Alright, to save me time and energy, I'm just gonna... Let's just see if anything really needs it. Let's do a compression test just for funsies. It's been over a month. It's like new, but I'm just gonna go ahead and have them do a complete overhaul. Just because. Hold on. Why is it not capturing audio? Oh, because I forgot to do that. There we go. Now it's working. Now you should be able to hear the game. Yep, alright. Okay, well, that should take care of that, hopefully. Was it Shift 8 was the next one? Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and do our pre-flight before we pull the plane out of the hangar. Shift 8, okay. Upon entering cockpit. Weight and balance info. It's just me today. I'll put my normal... I usually put 20 pounds in baggage bay A. And that's to simulate like a little milk crate back there with some important stuff in it. Fuel, what do we got on fuel? 37 gallons and 32 gallons total. Looks like the left tank is heavier, so we're going to want to prioritize draining fuel from that today. Okay, weight and balance is set. Parking brake is set. Control wheel lock removed. Ignition and avionics are off. Master switch on. Fuel quantity. Gauges roughly match. Static pressure alt valve is off. Annunciator panel test. Normally I'd do this after starting the engine, but I'm going to follow the checklist today. Okay, test is good. Fuel selector valve to both. Cowl flaps to full open. Flaps extend, and I'm going to listen to how they sound. Okay, the motor sounds good. All right. Master switch to... Actually, we flip on all the lights. And we're going to test this real quick. Make sure all our lights... Landing and taxi light looks on. Strobes, navs on. Beacon on. All right. Everything is working. Beacon, land, taxi, nav, strobe. And pitot heat off. Now master can go off. Okay, remove pitot 2 cover and tube is warm. We'll just lock the baggage bay door. No rope. Now I just did an overhaul, but we are going to check all this, make sure everything is fine. And we're just, trim tab is moving. We're just checking to make sure everything is moving correctly. Nothing is broken or missing or not in its slot like it should be. Get rid of the wheel chocks on the right side. Sump the fuel. Looks good. Fuel check on the left side. 31.2 gallons on the right side. Static port clear. Fuel down here looks good. Everything looks good up here. I don't see any bird's nests or nothing. Air filter looks clean. Let's check the oil. Looks like about 8 quarts of oil. It's going to throw that first quart overboard pretty quick. Okay, on this side we have 35, 6, 7. 37 gallons of fuel on this side. That brings us up to 69 gallons of fuel total, which is going to be 4 to 5 hours probably of flight time in this airplane. Worst case on normal cruise settings. Worst case scenario, I mean, we got plenty of fuel to get anywhere. Okay, just checking through all of this. All right. We are golden. Looks good to me. Just real quick, I'm going to check because I keep getting a red light on OBS, but like the bitrate from Twitch seems steady. Everything looks fine. Let me play the stream real quick. Everything okay. I think OBS is full of shit. All right. That door is locked. That window is locked. Now, one last thing. We are going to pull the aircraft out. I'm going to set parking brake to off. Tow bar. And we're going to pull the aircraft out of the hangar. Just pull it this way. I want to pull it away from that stuff over there. Now, since the last time I flew, there's been a few changes at this airport. The runway is different now. It no longer has a displaced threshold like it used to. All right. Disconnect that. So if I go to top-down view real quick, you can see the runway no longer has its displaced threshold. It is now just one constant runway. Used to, this side had a 500-foot displaced threshold, and the runway is only 2,500 feet long here, so that really only gave you 2,000 feet to work with when landing on that side, which was always fun. Okay, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, I'm going to set you to here. Just hop back. Actually, set that to there. Yeah, all right. That's how I like to have it set. All righty. We're going to head shut the door and... Oop, not that. I want to bring up VPilot, and we are going to connect. We are 5039er Hotel. November 5039er Hotel. And we are a Cessna 182. Connect. All right, we're connected. I believe Jack Center was online. I don't know if he still is. We shall find out. Let me get a swig of water here. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. All right. Let's get our checklist. Oop, wrong button. Okay, I have the checklist on my iPad here. Select the Cessna 182 checklist. Get this. All right, I'm gonna text to speech.
Pre-flight inspection complete.
Pre-flight inspection is complete.
Passenger briefing complete.
No passengers on board.
Seats and seat belts adjusted and locked.
My seat is adjusted and locked.
Brakes tested and set.
All right, let me put my feet on my rudder pedals here. Scoot my seat forward a bit, back to where it was. Oh, one thing I do like about this, I can move this around to get a quick look. All right, looks like they're working. Set the parking brake. All right, brakes are tested and set. Circuit breakers are all in.
Electrical equipment off.
We are off across the board. Avionics are all off.
Avionics master switch off.
Is off.
Cowl flaps open.
Cowl flaps are full open.
Fuel selector both.
Recheck that. We are on both.
Avionics circuit breakers. Check in.
It is not on this aircraft. Okay.
Throttle.
All right. Starting engine with battery. Throttle to 1/4 inch.
Propeller. High RPM.
Propeller. Let me test this real quick. All right. High RPM.
Mixture.
Mixture is cut.
Propeller area.
Propeller area is clear. All right. Backspace real quick. That's my panic button. All right. That is a very sensitive little stick there. All right. Propeller area is clear.
Master switch.
All right. Master switch. On. On. Beacon on.
Flashing beacon. Light. Follow engine startup flow.
Okay. Engine startup flow.
Priming procedure.
All right. Master's on. Beacon's on. Fuel pump. On. Flow in. Good rise. 3, 2, 1. Out. Off. I'm going to move this to both. That has aligned. All right. Engine area is clear. Clear prop. And start engine. Come on. I know it's been a while, but please start. All right. Fuel pump. Mixture. 2, 1. Let's actually throttle up more. I don't want to auto start, but I always have this problem with A2A planes. They're way too sensitive when it comes to the priming and flooding. Hold on, we're just going to auto start it. Flight 1 GTN error code 10? I hope that doesn't mean my fucking GPS just fucking died. Please still work. It didn't work, did it? I don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know what error code 10 is. Fucking flight 1 gauges, I swear to God. Hold on. Let's try starting it up again. Avionics off. Now back on. Error code 10 again. I'll look that up later. We'll just go without a GPS today. We'll be flying mostly VFR. I don't know if I really want to have it. Yeah, I want both my comm radios, so we'll just flip that over to there. Turn taxi light off. Navs on, beacons on. Alright. Oh, I can throttle up a bit. Wow, is that where it has to be to idle? That's pretty high up there. Okay, oil pressure is green. Ammeter. We got a good drop turning on the landing light. Alright. Navigation lights are on. Avionics master is on. GPS is in-op for whatever reason. I swear it was working earlier. Alright. Flaps, retract. Okay. You know what? I can hardly hear that, so we'll just turn that off. Worry about that next. Alright, we are set to COM 1. Jack Center is no longer online. Atlanta Center is on, but we're not going to be anywhere near him. Alrighty. gonna lean the mixture out for ground ops. Okay. Just trying to go through mentally in my head how everything is. Alright, let the plane roll forward a bit. Brakes. Alright. So the parking brake. Now the wind is basically perfectly perpendicular with the runway. So this is going to be fun operating out of a short field with the way the wind is today. Alright, I'm going to set 68 feet on the altimeter. 246, that's the airfield elevation. Although we don't have to worry about obstacles here, they've trimmed all the trees. I'm still going to treat it as if we do, just for consistency reasons. So 50 feet, 4, right about there. That'll be 120 feet. I'll just round that off to 200. So I'll consider 200 feet to be my clear of obstacle altitude, which would mean that'll be 100 feet above the field. 2, 4, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 600 is 5, so 500 on the altimeter is going to be our 400-foot altitude. Alright. Now, the Vortac is at Waycross is completely unusable today. Alright. So going to set that. I'm going to set 3,500 on the autopilot. And real quick, what is the ATIS frequency? Actually, you know what? We'll wait till we get in the air for that. Now, I think VATSIM still uses a global CTAF, unfortunately. So we're going to have to use that. But, what can you do? They're slow to change anything. Alright, real quick, one last thing. Cabin is nice and steady. That's what I wanted to check. Alright. We are gonna let the engine warm up a little bit. I want to get my temperature above 100, which it is. We're in the green, so we're just gonna go ahead and do our run up right here before we taxi over to the runway. But we can get everything done in one fell swoop. Alright, parking brake is set. Passenger seats are locked. Seat belts are secure. Cabin doors locked. Locked. Alright, flight controls. I got to go to the external view for this. Full left. Left goes up, right goes down. Full right. Right goes up, left goes down. Full back. Full front. Rudder left. And rudder right. Alright. That's going to take some getting used to with having rudder pedals. My seat needs to be lined up a little bit better, actually. There we go. I wish my desk was just a touch higher. I could lower the seat, though. Let's do that. I'm going to lower the seat just a little bit. Whoa, too much. Hold on, let me stand up. Alright, how about now? Put my feet back on the pedals. It's going to be like flying a real airplane again. Having to constantly fight with what to do. Alright. Flight controls are good. Flight instruments. Alright. Airspeed, attitude, altimeter I've set. Turn coordinator, we'll have to check all that once we start taxiing. I'm going to switch HSI to free. It turns counterclockwise. It turns clockwise. I got those backwards. Back to slave. Alright, it indicates 093. Our compass indicates 093, so we are roughly set on that. Fuel quantity, we checked. Gauges that roughly match what was in the tanks. Mixture to best power, which is going to be full rich here. Fuel selector is on both. Rudder and elevator trim. So this is actually on my throttle quadrant. I can set elevator trim. We don't need any rudder trim. I actually don't think I have rudder trim set. Nope, I do. Okay. So we do have that, but it's fine as is. Alright. Engine run up flow. Alright, we're going to throttle up to 1800 RPM. Alright, right mag check. Good drop. Left mag check. Good drop, good difference. Alright, prop. Bringing the prop pitch out. So we see a drop. Alright, there's a drop, back up. Alright, we're going to do that one more time. There's the drop. I'm going to increase throttle. It maintains RPM. Alright, I don't see any oil. So prop pitch is working. Governor is working. Out to 1800. No enunciations. Throttle out all the way. Alright, engine doesn't die on us. Back up to idle. It's amazing how high that has to be. Alright, engine run up is good. Throttle friction lock is set. Landing and strobe lights. We'll go ahead and flip those on. Radios and avionics, we are set to advisory. And I'll set real quick. Bring up Waycross. I want to set their AWOS. Waycross's AWOS is on 118.575, so let's set that. Alright, and we'll tune that once we're in the air. Real quick, is the Brunswick VOR functional? Because I want to have that to help me get to Brunswick. So is there anything going on there? Obstruction crane. SSI nav TACAN is unserviceable. Okay, that's just the TACAN though. So the VOR itself is still working. Alright. Switch this over to map then. Hello. I'm gonna go over to maps, please. Thank you. Alright. There is an air met for where we're at right now for turbulence below 15. Alright, Brunswick is on 109.8. I'm gonna set that there. And I want to have the bearing to that visible. We can't pick it up right now, it's too far away. Alright, and the Waycross VOR is out of service right now. Alright. Recenter back on the aircraft. Go to checklist. Radios and avionics are set. Okay, nav is set. Nav GPS switch is set to nav. Autopilot is set and off. We can't set barometric just yet. Alright, cabin windows, I'm going to leave mine open for now. Wing flaps will set 10 degrees for a short field takeoff. Cow flaps are set to full open. And we'll review takeoff departure procedure when we get lined up. Alright. Okie dokie. Okay. First time flying in a while. Runway, it really doesn't freaking matter what runway we pick. So I'm going to pick runway 36 then, which has us taxi all the way over there and then turn around. Alright, brakes off. Alright. Skyline 5039er Hotel, taking runway 18 for backtrack to 36, Davis. Alright. We're just backtracking runway 18 here. Wants to weather vane into the wind. A little bit of rudder to keep them constantly having to correct for that. Wow, is there a drift in the rudder pedals or something? Feet to the floor. Maybe I need to make that null zone bigger. Alright, left brake. Alright. I don't have enough room. I need to bring my rudder pedals further away from the wall real quick. Set parking brake. Because my feet are hitting the wall behind me. Okay, that's better. Alright. Quick, we're just going to shut this window. I wish that thing wasn't so sensitive. Brakes. Alright, takeoff plan. We're going to, since we're departing 18, which I believe is a right pattern. Yes, 18 is a right pattern, I believe. Here, because it takes you over town, if I remember correctly. We'll just depart straight out. We'll climb up to 1,000 above TPA, and then we'll turn to the north. We're going to follow US 1 all the way to Waycross. Alright. Davis traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel taking off, runway 36, departing to the north, Davis. Alright. Throttling up. I'm going to get it right on the edge of the runway here.
On runway 01.
Oop. Alright, hold the brakes. Alright, holding the brakes. And throttle up. Wait, there's one last thing we forgot to do. Plug that in. Alright. Throttle up. Alright. Crosswinds from the left. Crosswind correction in. Release. Getting used to this rudder pedal. I've never flown with rudder pedals before. This is freaky. It's like being in the real airplane again. Alright. 400 feet. Flaps up. Power set. The wind is not helping me today. Some nose up trim. Alright. I don't even want to look at what our lineup looks like. Oh my god, it's awful. I'm going to turn a little bit to the left here. Alright, let's actually just put the heels of the feet on the floor so I don't mess with the brakes. think I need to grease these up a little bit. Oh my god, that was terrible. That is the worst pattern departure I've ever had. And I just look over at my iPad and forgot to connect it to the simulator. Alright, checklist. Okay, checklist is just broken on the iPad. It's not working. Where is the connections at? Alright, doing 1,000 feet of that. Just keep heading to the north. Pitch it down just a little bit here. I'm actually going to throttle back to 25 on the manifold pressure. I'm going to bring the pitch out to about 24 as well. I'm going to give it a little nose down trim. Just a touch. I want to figure out where the hell I'm at. Okay, there's the turn off with the 301 and US 1, so we're going to fly this heading for just a little bit. We're going to level off at 3,500. Throttle back to 20 on the manifold pressure. Really nose it down. Back to about 2,200 on the RPM. Jesus, nose down. Alright. Now this should be US 1 right here. Yep, there's the railroad track and the highway parallels it. We're pretty much right over the road right now. Oh my god, how much nose down trim do you need? Yep, there's the highway. So we're going to turn to parallel it. Just going to turn this direction. That's 20 inches of manifold pressure and 2,200 RPM, and it's still getting me 140 knots. I don't really want to be that fast right now, given how windy it is today. See, that's the problem with having a physical set of rudder pedals. When you want to adjust your feet, you accidentally do stuff like that. Alright. Alright, we're paralleling the road now. A little bit of nose up trim to help us out. Alright, cruise. Power is set. Rudder and elevator trim is adjusted. Lean. I'm going to leave the mixture where it's at for right now. Although we are going to switch over to the left tank, because I do want to burn some fuel off of it. In the cow flaps, I'm going to half cock the cow flaps, I think. I'll keep it from getting too warm or too cold. CHT is fine as long as we're in the green. Alright, now I don't know what the actual altimeter setting at Waycross is, so let's tune that and find out.
Kilo Alpha Yankee Sierra automated weather observation 2003 Zulu. Wind 286 at 12.
Still favors 13,
20 miles.
This is good.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 1 Celsius. point -1 Celsius. Altimeter 2987.
2987.
Kilo Alpha Yankee Sierra.
Alright, that is
Automated
set
weather
on the
observation.
altimeter. We'll set this here, 2987. Set.
At 12.
Back to column 1. Alright. How far away from Waycross are we, do you think? Probably not far. Okay, according to the map, we're over Race Pond. Yep, that's Race Pond there, because that's the split with whatever that road is. So I'm going to switch this. Okay, we're already on Waycross Advisory. Nose down some, we're too high. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel is about 15 miles to the southeast. We're going to be doing touch and goes on runway 31 Waycross. Alright. Nose down, Jesus. It needs way more trim than you think it does. Alright, Waycross, the field, there's the town right there. But the airport is pretty much just on the other side of the town. I think it's like right about here. Alrighty. Get over to my map real quick. I'm gonna zoom that in. Alright, so runway 13 is just about, or correction, 31. About 310. We'll adjust for this. I don't, you know, I honestly can't remember if you're supposed to do this or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a straight in for the field, for the runway. Since we are lined up for it. I think you are supposed to go the long way around and enter the pattern properly, but this is on VATSIM and nobody is flying GA on VATSIM because they never do, and I'm probably the only GA plane around. If I right click, yeah, everybody's in a jet right now. So alright, we're getting close to about 10 miles. I'm going to throttle back to 1500. I'm going to let the nose drop as I do this. And I'm going to RPM back to about 2100. Give it a little nose up trim so the nose doesn't drop too much. Don't fly it with the trim. Alright. I'm going to start looking for the field. I believe I see the field. I'm going to point the nose at it. Alright. Elevation for Waycross is... my iPad's way the fuck over there. Sea level. No, wait, that's Brunswick. K-A-Y-S. Elevation is sea level 2 at Waycross, so 1,000 feet on the altimeter is what we're going for TPA. Back some more. Alright, switching back to map. I'm going to say we're probably about 10 miles now. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel is 10 miles to the southeast, inbound for the straight in, runway 31 Waycross. Alrighty. So given that terrible takeoff out of Folkestone, it's going to be an interesting landing since not used to flying with full setup like this. Alright, I'm going to get a quick swig of water. Alright. See the airfield? I'm kind of going off of local knowledge and memory as to where the runway is. It looks like we're roughly lined up with it. Okay. Yeah, it's right there. A little bit to the right. So I'm going to track a touch to the south. We'll get down to 1,000 feet, and we'll hold that. Actually, we're descending a little too quickly. So I'm going to nose up some, and we'll descend a little bit more gradually, because I don't want to get too low too far out. Because if I lost an engine, I might be able to make it to that highway over there. I could make this road or this golf field, but throttle looking like we're good right now. Okay, we're getting low, so I'm gonna bring RPM back up to red line where it should be at this stage. Alright. I got too much shit all over the place. Why is that on? Alright, before landing, airspeed is going to be 70 to 80. Our approach speed is 65 in this airplane. Wing flaps will be full. Touchdown. We are set you to full open and you back to both. Trying to juggle so much, and it's been so long since I've actually flown. I am really out of practice. Alright, since it is windy today, we are going to make the approach at about 70 to 65 with flaps 20. We'll be doing a touch and go, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Although it is a 3,500 foot runway. Alright, I'm going to throttle back 2,200 RPM. Throttle up just to help maintain this airspeed. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel is 5 miles to the east now. Touch and go runway 31, Waycross. Alright, looks like there is a tower there, but I can see it and visually avoid it. I'm going to go to the left of that tower there. There's like a radio tower right here. It comes up a bit. I want to avoid that. There's a small one right in front of us, but we should be clear of it. Track this way just a little bit. With nose down. Nose up trim. I need some nose up trim in my life. Give us a little bit more power. The wind the way it is. Where's the runway? Okay, we are actually lined up for the runway. Ooh, hit the microphone. Alright, I'm going to start setting up for landing now. First notch of flaps. I'm going to get us around 80 knots. All right, gas, undercarriage. Gas is set, undercarriage is down and welded. Mixture is full forward, props is full forward. Seatbelts is set, stable on approach for runway 31. Ooh, what happened there? Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is on a 3-mile final, runway 31. We'll be doing a left touch and go Waycross. Alright, I'm going to start throttling back. I want to get us around 70 knots right now. Alright, the winds were at a 282, so that's a slightly to the left. Alright, I'm going to throttle up just a little bit. Hold this. 20 degrees of flaps. Alright, I'm going to make this approach at 70 knots because of the wind the way it is today. Alright, lineup is good. Altitude's good. Power for altitude, pitch for airspeed. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is short final, runway 31, Waycross. There'll be a left touch and go. Alright. Wind correction is out. Uh-oh. Oh my god, I am not used to this. Oh my god, that was garbage. I'm not used to having rudder pedals. Holy hell.
On runway 31.
Like, it's constant back and forth. Alright, flaps up, full power. It's a constant back and forth between too much rudder and not enough. There's a bird right in front of us. Alright, turn onto the crosswind. Alright, I am really out of practice and so not used to having these flight controls. I'm just going to turn straight onto the downwind. Might have to do the unthinkable and enable auto rudder just because it's so weird. All right, we're on the downwind. And we are midfield. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is on the left midfield downwind. We'll be doing a left touch and go, runway 31, Waycross. My radio skills are out of whack too. I'm really out of practice. Alright, yeah, we're well past there. Alright, first notch of flaps. Throttle back. We're about 80 knots. Turning base. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning left base, runway 31, Waycross. Oh, that rudder. Step on the ball. Too much. See, it's a constant back and forth. Getting too slow. Too slow. And I've overshot the runway. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning final, runway 31, Waycross. Well, good God. Alright, second notch of flaps. Again, we'll be doing flaps 20, about 70 knots on this approach. I'm going to try less rudder this time. Because it really went pear-shaped last time, so I'm going to take the crosswind correction out early. Come on, come on. There you go. At least I'm on the runway this time. Alright, back to the left side of it. Flaps up. Okay, I'm starting to get used to it. It doesn't take nearly as much rudder as you think. But it's really easy to overdo it because you don't have... In real life, you'd have air working against the airframe to help you, so it's harder to overdo it. But in the sim, you can very easily apply too much. I might need to turn the sensitivity way down on these things. Alright, turn to crosswind. Back to downwind. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is midfield, left downwind, runway 31. We'll be doing a touch and go, and then departing to the east. Waycross. All right, we're beam numbers. First notch of flaps. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning left base, runway 31. Waycross. And I am way too fucking low. Holy hell. I let that thing descend way too quickly. Waycross traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is turning final, runway 31, Waycross. Okay, much better on the lineup this time. Still not perfect. Second notch of flaps. Okay, I am going to be very gentle with the rudder and just barely touch it. Much better. All right, full throttle. Alright, we're just going to climb runway heading to 1,000 feet since we're departing the traffic pattern now. Alright, there's 1,000 feet. I'm going to turn 45 degrees to the left. Hold this heading to we're 1,000 above TPA. Jeez, that wind. There's 1,000 above TPA. Turn back towards the airfield and overfly it. If we keep climbing, we should be 2,000 above TPA by the time we get there. Now we want to head eastbound. We're going to follow a highway that should take us all the way to Brunswick. There's 3,000 feet. just going to keep it going east for now. East, a little bit more southeast actually. Let's try about 100. Alright, throttling back to, yeah, let's go with about 18 on the manifold pressure. $2,300 on the RPM. Alright, I want to find a road that runs roughly east, maybe turns slightly northeast, which I believe is this road right in front of us. It should have a railroad track paralleling it. Yep, it does. Looks like it does, and it should run through a small town. Like if I look to the left, there should be a small town to the north of us right now. Roughly over there. Looks like the plane itself is in the way though. Yeah, it looks about right. Nose down, damn it. I don't think it's this road underneath us, though. I don't think. No, this is the road that runs off to Blackshear, which is not what we want. We want the one that runs pretty much easterly towards Nahunna. Is probably that road right there, actually. Yep, that's the road we're looking for, so we'll watch that flock of birds right there. And we'll maneuver to parallel this road. We're going to head east all the way to Brunswick, which is bearing 110 right now. All right. That airway that I want to track is 302 inbound, so I'm going to set 302 on the tail. 302 on the tail, and that is the airway that tracks, is an airway north of us that tracks straight to Brunswick. I'm debating, do I want to do a practice instrument approach? I don't think I really want to. I'm not used to this hardware. I think I need to get used to flying again. So we're going to start from the basics with VFR, but we are going to go to Brunswick and land and do at least one touch and go. So we got 3 at Waycross. I'll take my feet off the pedals for a second here. They're getting tired. You know, I might reassign the Z-axis on my joystick to the rudder as well. That way I'll have 2 controls. Because I'm constantly fighting with my hand. My hand is used to being the rudder control, not my feet. And it's really easy in real life because you have aerodynamic forces helping you out. They keep you from putting too much on there. They give you the resistance you need. But in the sim, it is really easy to overdo it. I'm gonna try to get it trimmed up for level flight here. Easier said than done. Alright, I got the Brunswick information brought up on my iPad. We're going to get to the left of this road and we'll fly parallel to it. You always want to fly along the right side of a road. General advice for you there. CTAF is on 122.8. AWAS is 118.575, which is... Really? No. Alright, AWAS 120.02. I'm just going to let the plane kind of turn onto the left a little bit. Little nose up trim to keep it from descending. 120.202. Okay, while the plane is trimmed for straight and level, for the most part, as we bring it along the road, I'm going to look on a web page and see if there's any traffic near me. Alright, it's roughly straight and level right now. Alright, Vatastic, no, Vataware. Or Simaware, actually. What's hanging around near me? There's some traffic down there at Jack's, and one at Fernandina heading to Jack's. One guy north of me, but for the most part, there doesn't seem to be much of anything around me right now. Okay, I believe this is going to be Brantley County. That's directly below us. And according to the chart, it is. You leave it trimmed for one thing to go check something, and then you come back. Let's actually play around with the autopilot since I hadn't done that yet. Alright, I'm going to set my heading bug to roughly this heading. Autopilot is on. Put me in heading select. And I'm going to let it descend a little bit, and then I'm going to turn on altitude hold. Altitude hold. Alright. Alright, and it should hold 3,500 feet. Alright, autopilot has it. We'll just let the autopilot fly for the trip to Brunswick. I might skip Fernandina Beach. Because we've been going for only an hour and a half. I don't know. We'll see how we feel after we get done at Brunswick. This is Brantley County that we're flying over right now, or Brantley County Airfield. Fun fact, I own the FBO there in FS Economy. Not that there is an FBO there. For Juliet 1 if you're interested. How far away are we from Brunswick? On the DME. .7 miles. Now the VOR is not located on the airfield. It is located somewhere else. It is south of the airfield. It's actually closer to Jekyll Island's airport than it is to Brunswick's, which is an interesting thing about it. Which is why we're actually going to be following this road. Now, I'm kind of getting away from the road, but you can see the road kind of bends and goes back this way. So I'm just going to hold this course for now. And then we'll turn when we get closer to the road again. All right, I can see the coastline, I can see the sound and harbor and all that. All right, where is the airport relative to the road? Airport is north of the road. It's like right here, if I remember correctly. Let's go ahead and tune the weather.
Kilo, Sierra, Sierra, India, automated weather observation, 20410. Wind 257 at 18. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 21 Celsius. Dew point 0 Celsius. Altimeter 2984. Kilo, Sierra, Sierra, India, automated weather observation, 20410. Wind 257 at 18. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 21 Celsius. Dew point 0 Celsius. Altimeter 2984.
If the winds are at a 257, that favors runway 22, which, let's see here. Runway 22 is a left-hand pattern with a 900-foot displaced threshold. So we're going to enter this one properly. We'll stay, airfield elevation is sea level again. We'll stay at 2,000 feet until we cross over the airfield. Then we'll descend down to TPA, which is be 1,000 feet. And we'll circle back to make the left traffic for runway, what was the runway? 22. I think we're about 10 miles out now. Brunswick traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is 10 miles to the west. We'll be overflying the airfield at 1,000 above TPA and then turning back to make the left traffic for runway 22 Brunswick. I should say McKinnon, not Brunswick, because there's two airfields here. All right, I'm going to point us. I'm going to use the autopilot. I'm just going to let the autopilot keep doing it for now. Point us directly at the airfield. All right, I'm going to drop us down to 3,000 feet. We're going to throttle back to 15 inches on the manifold pressure. Altitude mode is armed. We'll just maintain about 300 feet per minute, I think. Would be a good one. There is a flock of birds directly in front of us. And we're we're not tracking far enough. Let's head straight east right now. It'll let us avoid that flock of birds there. I think we'll do a full stop at Brunswick and we'll taxi back to the end of the runway. I think that'll be our plan. Alright, there's Golden Isles off to our left over there. Alright, Jack's ground is online, but we're nowhere near Jack's, so... Poor guy. Or girl. Alright, we're avoiding this flock of birds. Off to our right, and we'll throttle back up just a little bit. I don't want to throttle up too much. I want to keep it right at top of the wide arc on the airspeed indicator. There's the airfield right there. And the weather is updating, so the frame rate goes to crap. Back towards the airfield. Alright. Get the weather one more time. I want to hear what the winds are.
Weather observation 20460. Wind 257 at
257, so that does favor 22. Alright. McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel is 5 to the west, overflying the airfield at 3000, and then circle to enter the 22 left traffic. McKinnon. Alrighty. Let's go about 115, because that wind is probably blowing us a little bit. Alrighty. There's the airfield right there, if you couldn't tell. Now there should be a lighthouse on the south side of the island. Yep, right there it is. You can just see it right there. Alright, I'm going to set this to runway 22's heading, which would be about 220. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and increase propeller pitch again. We'll hold at 15 inches because I don't want it to get too fast. Now we're going to turn to fly abeam the runway, or like perpendicular to it. We are directly over the airfield now. So there's the runway we're going to be landing on. Alright, I'm going to set the altitude to 1,000 now. Have it descend at about 500 feet per minute. Captured. Rolling back to 1,500 RPM. Actually, let's go bottom of the green arc. About 1,900. I don't want to get too far away because we are going out over the water, and I do want to stay somewhat close by to shore since we are descending. That wind is also going to blow us a bit. All right, let's go ahead and start our turn back towards the south. Come on, textures. Come on, textures. Textures? You know you want to. The problem with going to an external view. There they go. Okay. All right, we're 1,000 above. Head back in. I don't want to get too low, too far out. Let's head about 300. Actually, let's head about this heading here, 285. Because we're going to come in 45 degrees off the runway heading. Aim for midfield is how you do this. So increase throttle a little bit. Brunswick McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is 3 miles to the east now, descending to traffic pattern altitude. We'll be entering the left downwind runway 22, full stop, Brunswick McKinnon. I don't know why I didn't just say 1,000 feet. All right. Okay. Feet back on the pedals. Alright, autopilot off. I have the airplane. Level off at 1,000 feet. Turning back towards the airfield. Aim over here just a little bit for that wind. Stay at your altitude. Alright, turning onto the downwind. Brunswick McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning onto the left downwind, runway 22, Brunswick McKinnon. Alright, just wait until we get the beam. We're a beam. Throttle back to 1500. First notch of flaps. McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning left base, runway 22, McKinnon. That wind. Okay, the wind's gonna be from the right this time. Whoop, getting too slow. McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning final, runway 22, McKinnon. Probably overshot this. Oh, not too bad. A little high, a little low though. Alrighty.
Approaching 2-2.
Power for altitude, pitch for airspeed, so power's out. Full flap. I was hoping the wind would kind of blow me onto the runway course a little bit more, but it didn't quite happen. Alright, crosswind correction out. Wow, that wind. Alright. I think I am gonna assign rudder back to the joystick a little. That way I have two, because it's... And when I fly an airliner, I can use that as a tiller, so it might work better for me. McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel has cleared the runway, taxiing back runway 22 McKinnon. Alright. Landing strobe lights off. Flaps up. Alright, we're gonna get over to the end of the runway and then we're gonna play around with some controls here. Here. McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, crossing runway 1634 McKinnon. Strobe lights back on. My rudder pedals have moved a little bit. No, we should be good. Alright, there's 2-2 right in front of us. Brakes. Parking brake set. Alrighty. Readjust where my rudder position is. Seat needs adjusting a little bit. Okay. We're gonna go to controls. I'm gonna rebind rudder. Okay, I'm going to bind the rudder back to the Z-axis on here, on the joystick. And for some reason, it's detecting inputs from the 360 controller as well. So we're going to go ahead and just delete all of that. I thought I had deleted all this prior, but apparently not. Good news is there's only so many buttons and sliders on the 360 controller, so this shouldn't take long. I might rebind some of those since my 360 controller is always plugged in for the most part. It might be useful to have a few extra buttons for things I don't need to be too important. Wonder if we were getting any phantom inputs from that. All right. All right, there we go. And real quick, rudder left, rudder right. I need to play around with the sensitivity on this. But yeah, that can be for our... All right, and I forgot my trigger is also a recenter. Trigger looks forward, so if I like slide over to the left, trigger doesn't do anything. It just looks forward, and this button can recenter the view entirely. All right, real quick, I want to check and make sure the stream is still active. All right, real quick, I want to check and make sure the stream is still active. All right, it is. Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna turn on my ceiling fan and check something real quick. BRB. All right, we're back. Let's transition back to the screen. There we go. Okay. Felt weird to walk around again. Okie dokie. I think we're just gonna skip Fernandina. We're just gonna fly. We're gonna get close to it, but we'll fly south until we get about where St. Mary's is, and then we're gonna turn back to the west and return to Folkestone. Just a quick fuel check. Ooh. There we go. 29 and 27, so we're good on fuel. I should probably have leaned that out, but oh well. I'm gonna set this back up to 3,500. All right. All right, landing. Strobe lights on. Windows are good. I rebound the joystick back to the rudder. That way I can use it as a tiller in airliners. And it'll also give me a little bit better control here because I get a more range of motion with the pedals. And the stick is a little sensitive. But we shall see. Alright. Hold the brakes. Lights, camera, action. Okay. Brunswick McKinnon traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel is taking off runway 22, departing to the south, Brunswick McKinnon. Alright, I don't see anyone on final. I'm going to let the plane roll forward. Give it a little bit of power to help it out. Alright, wind probably still at a 257.
On runway 22.
Okay. Reality check, 22 and 22. Alright, we're good. Get that crosswind correction in and full throttle. Okay, it sounds weird, but using both the stick and the rudder pedals works really well. That was a better takeoff than the one I had in Folkestone. Alright, tap the brakes to stop the wheels. It's something you do in real life if you didn't know. Alright, there's 500 feet, flaps up, power set. There's 1,000. I'm just gonna actually we'll do the left to the 45 as well here. That'll get us going back towards the coast. Yeah, rudder. Keep it climbing. We'll go up to 3,500 feet again. Alright, there's 1,000 above TPA. Let's look to our right. Alright, I want to get over the coast and then we will track south. Alright, 1,000 below cruise. There's Jekyll Island right there. flock of birds. I don't want to get too close to them. Let's go ahead and fly towards that bend in the shoreline there. We'll fly a little bit to the left of it because I don't want to get over the prohibited airspace that's south of here. We should be above it, but I still don't want to fly over it if I can help it. I'm going to throttle back to 20 inches. Just to 2,300 RPM. Down, trim set correctly. Alright, we should be trimmed for... I gotta give it a little bit of right aileron, but for the most part it is straight and level. I think the wind has died down some. It's not as gusty as it was. Some more. I'm constantly letting it drift off altitude. Sound. So this is Cumberland Island right here in front of us. Up. It takes way more trim than you think it needs because it's not moving the trim that much with this setup. Like if I click and hold, yeah, it's barely moving the trim at all. So it does. I just gotta get used to it again. I think that's the main crux of it there. It has been over a year since I have flown this thing at all. And having to learn new control setup with that ain't doing me many favors. Alright, I want to tune Jackson's ATIS, which is on 125.85, so I'm going to set that on COM 2. Jax is the closest airfield with a weather station to Folkestone, since Folkestone doesn't have a weather station of its own. Alright, as long as we track along the Cumberland Island coastline, we should be good. I want to stay over the water and stay east of the shoreline, basically. I want to stay within gliding distance of it, but east of it, over the water. That way I don't get over the prohibited airspace. That prohibited airspace is like right here, and that protects Kings Bay Naval Base. So we want to make sure we avoid that. We are above it though, but I still want to stay outside of it as well. Alright, which tank has the most fuel? 28 and 25. We're going to drain the left tank a little bit. Just a little bit. And we'll also half cock our cow flaps. And we can turn off the landing light as well. See the base right there. That gives me a visual reference to work with. No, wait, that's not the base. What is that? That's Amelia Island. So the base is over there. That's the base. I'm getting confused. So that's Amelia Island right there where Fernandina Beach is. And I'm seeing the industrial centers there. Alright. There is a visual waypoint right at this inlet here, at the St. Mary's Inlet. So we're going to turn and fly directly over the inlet. And then if we follow Georgia 40 back to the west, that should keep us south of the prohibited airspace. We'll maintain 3,500 feet, and we shouldn't conflict with any traffic that's at Fernandina or Jax. Not that there is any. I have AI turned off right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too many people around us on the map either. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too many people around us. A little bit of nose down. Base. Let me give it a little bit of aileron to the right. Circle around the south side of Cumberland Island here. Basically, if we fly right between Cumberland and Amelia Islands, we will fly right over that waypoint. Which we are, yeah, we're far enough south. Where's the old airport? Right there. Okay, so if you look right in the middle of my screen here is St. Mary's Airfield. Now closed, but as long as we stay south of it, we will avoid the airspace around Kings Bay. Still no controllers online we need to worry about. Which I'm VFR, so I don't need to talk to anybody. There's Fernandina Beach airfield over there. And this whole island here is Amelia Island. Alright, just going to turn back towards the west. And if you look right there is Fort Clinch. Yep, there's the beaches of Amelia Island and the woods, and then that right there is Fort Clinch, and that's the Amelia Island industrial areas, the airport. Over that way is Jackson International, and Jacksonville's airports are further south. Alright, let's get the pressure at Jax.
Landing and departing runway 26 and runway 32. Terminal ramp is uncontrolled. Push and start at your discretion. Call when ready for taxi. Use caution. Waterfall and bird activity in vicinity of airport. North of to airmen. Push and start at pilot's discretion. Contact ground control short of taxiway with ADAS and mode 3 turned on. Advise on initial contact. You have information Foxtrot.
Foxtrot is current.
Jacksonville International Airport ADAS information Foxtrot 20560 special. 1220 at 17.26. Visibility 10. View clouds at 3,500. Temperature 22. 2.3. Altimeter 2985. Visual approach runway 26. Simultaneous approaches to runway 26 and 32 in use. Landing and departing runway 26 and runway 32.
Alright, 2985 is set. Winds 237 at 17. Now, for planning purposes, I will assume they're the same at Folkestone, but I'm actually going to overfly the airfield and look. Okay, so this road directly in front of us that's running west, that is Georgia 40. We are going to follow it, and that will take us all the way back to Folkestone. We must have flew through a bit of an updraft, some slight convective activity there. Alrighty. A little bit in this down trim. Currently over St. Mary's. Now there's actually, since the last time I flew, there's actually a new airfield here. So St. Mary's public airport has closed. We're directly over it right now. See it down there. But a private airfield has opened up in the city of Kingsland, which is right next door. Which we should be seeing off our left here soon. I think that's it right there. I'm just letting this altitude drift. much. Nose down, trim. Had that trim set perfectly earlier. Now I'm having a hard time with it. We must be getting through some drafts or something. That airport. That's 95. Airport should be right here because that's 17 right there. It's like right on the river. It's like it's blocked by the aircraft at the moment, but it's right over there. Another flock of birds right there. Just off our left. I don't even know how well they show up on stream, but there is a flock of birds right here. There's that new private airfield right there. We're just gonna fight with the trim, I guess, the entire way back. Flocks of birds. Okay, we're clear of them. Okay, 40 zigs and zags a bit, but it trends to the west, so... Alright, directly below us is two very large radio towers. Let's see if we can find them. They're big, too. They're like 1,000 feet tall. There they are, right there. Look at that thing. That's huge. Davis traffic, Skyline 5039er Hotel is 10 miles to the east. We'll be overflying the airfield 1,000 above at 2,000 feet. Davis. And we're going to overfly the airfield, get a look at the windsock. If the winds are how they were when we departed, I'll just land runway 18 again, since we don't have to worry about the displaced threshold anymore. But hopefully they're a bit more aligned with the runway, because fighting a perpendicular crosswind is a bit on a short runway is not something I particularly want to do right now. go ahead and start descending though. I'm gonna throttle back to 15 inches of manifold pressure. About 500 feet per minute. Yes, I'm aware. We're leaving the altitude. I just realized my transponder has been set to on and not altitude this entire time. Oops. I mean, I manually toggled it on V-Pilot, but it should have been set to altitude. Alright, looking for the airfield. 40 is right there. There goes the Folkestone. Okay, I see the airfield now. I'm going to descend it down to 2,000 feet. We'll fly directly over the airport. Actually, we'll trend a little north of it. That way I can get a good look at the windsock. Now, the windsock is no longer where it used to be on the runway. Or the airport. It's now on the opposite side of the runway where it was. Getting close, so I'll turn on the landing lights. I think that's the airport right over there. Alright, I'm gonna go back up to full prop pitch. And throttle back to 2300. Go ahead and open the cow flaps and set this back to both. Airfield is off to our left. Okay, that is the airport right there. Alrighty. Just get as close to the airfield overflying. Davis traffic Skyline 5039. Our hotel is 3 miles to the northeast. We'll be overflying the airfield at 2,000 feet and then making the entry to the pattern, Davis. 2,100 is where we want to be right now. There's US 1 right there. Alright, I'm gonna kind of turn towards the airfield so we can get close to see the windsock. And we'll be doing a full stop. There's a tree in the way. I can't see the windsock. Alright. Yep, still perpendicular. Okay, we'll just land runway 1. So we're gonna circle back and we'll make the right. Runway 1 is a right pattern, so. Davis traffic, Skyline 503 Niner Hotel is over top the field at 2,000 feet. We're gonna head to the southeast and then enter the right pattern, runway 1, Davis. Alright. We'll pull 2,100 for now until we get going to the southeast. We're going to turn and we want to perpendicular the runway's heading. I should have said east instead of southeast, but oh well. Alright. Fly this heading. Let's go ahead and bring the power back and descend down to traffic pattern altitude, which would be 1,100. Alright, I'm going to set my course to runway heading. Wind was over this way. All right, 1,100. Let's turn to the south now. All right, get my feet back on the pedals. Oh, too low, too low, too low. Alright, gas is set, undercarriage down and welded, mixture set, prop set, seatbelt set. That wind at low altitude, holy hell. Actually need to come back the other way. Let's circle back to the left. Okay, we're paralleling the runway in the direction of landing now. I want to get going this direction. And we're going to come in to make our entry like we're supposed to. Midfield, 45 degrees. X-Ray Sierra says hi on that sim. Alright, I'm going to turn back towards the field now. That wind! Jam! It is kicking my ass! Davis traffic Skyline 5039er Hotel is 2 miles to the east, maneuvering to enter the left pattern runway 1, Davis. Back to this direction a little bit. I want to keep it top of the wide arc on the airspeed indicator since we're close now. Alright, gas is set both, undercarriage down and welded, mixture full rich, prop full forward, seatbelt set, and we're not stable on approach yet, but we're getting into the pattern. Alright, I'm turning us back towards the airfield now. We're going to make the 45-degree entry to the right pattern, runway 1. Wind's kind of, what's the wind doing to us? Kicking our butt, that's what it's doing. A little bit nose down trim here. Alright, I'm gonna keep my pattern a bit wide here. This is a shorter runway. Davis traffic Skyline 503 Hotel, turning onto the left downwind, correction, right downwind, runway 1, Davis. Yep, stay at altitude. And we need to turn a bit this way. No, wait, other way. Wind's blowing that direction. There we go, right here. Alright, I'm going to start a little bit early. We're going to go ahead and throttle back, set the first notch of flaps. I guess we'll fly at 65 knots with flaps 20 with the wind the way it is. Davis traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel, turning right base, runway 1, Davis. Okay, somebody else is having a conversation somewhere else. Through text for some reason. I really wish they would support different frequencies already. Alright, we're heading into the wind now. Because the wind's basically perpendicular runway right now. Alright, second notch of flaps. Okay, we're getting onto the backside of the power curve, so power for altitude, pitch for airspeed. I'm going to go ahead and make my turn on the final. Davis traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is turning final, runway 1, Davis. Way too high. You know what, the wind is not that bad. I'm going to go ahead and use full flaps. It was a little bit worse back over there, but we'll pitch for about 65 knots since we don't have to worry about an obstacle anymore like we used to here. I'm going to bring power out. We are just a touch too high. That freaking wind, though. Holy hell. Alright, crosswind correction out. Damn! Jesus, that was terrible. Oh, okay. Flaps up. Wait, no, don't go off. Don't. God damn it. Ugh. God almighty, that was horrible. It was god awful. I think I need to do a little bit more flying on calm wind days. Getting used to these rudder pedals. Alright. Back pressure. Is it not turning? Okay, it's turning. For some reason, it wouldn't turn just then. I think I took out that taxiway sign. Davis traffic, Skyline 5039 Hotel is clear the runway, Davis. Alrighty. Alright, hold the brakes right here. Parking brake set. Okay. After landing, wing flaps are up, cow flaps. They're supposed to be open. I'm going to go ahead and close them. We're about to shut down the plane. Securing aircraft. Parking brake is set. Throttle to idle. Electrical equipment is off. We can omit that. Avionics to off. Landing and strobe lights off. Pitot heat's off. Mixture cut off. Magnetos to off. Master battery off. And oh, these should have been turned off too. Alright, we'll omit the rest of that because we need to actually put the plane in the hangar. And the hangar door is not open. So real quick, what is the frequency to open the hangar door? 115.5. So the way this hangar works is if you set 115.5 on nav 2, which I think is on the standby. Yep. Yes, I'm aware. You're broken. It should open the door. And there it goes. All right. Not the best lineup in the world, but it'll work. Let's open the door. And we'll turn the brakes off because we are going to hook up the... This should be in the off position too if we're securing. We're going to hook up the tow bar and put her back in the hangar. So we're going to pull forward just a bit. Is the brake still on? Why is it not moving? It It should be moving. I am trying to tow it and get it back in the hangar, but it ain't working. It barely wants to move. Is there something broken? It's entirely possible we broke something. No? Everything's fine. Okay, well, you know what? We just won't worry with that. I don't know why it won't move. Okay, closed, off, off, off. All right. Well, Jesus. I see there's 3 viewers right now, though you're not saying anything in chat, so let's go ahead and see if there's anyone we can raid, since I am done for now. Let's see. Is there anyone I know streaming right now? Let's check TLC. Nope, nobody. Nobody. Indy, Vix, nobody. Okay. How about any of the streamers I watch? Anybody streaming at all right now? Rev is not. Z is not. Nobody. Jesus Christ. Okay. Random channel raid, I guess? Let's see. Let's see if we can find someone who's playing Flight Sim. And we will find a someone to raid. Let's see. Who's playing Microsoft Flight Simulator right now? The new one. Let's see. Woolies. Anyone interesting? Dutch Pilot. Flying Doctor. Nobody I know is playing anything right now. That's fine. He's in prepared. Let's try to find someone who's actually flying a flight sim. I guess we could raid Woolies here. He has 12 viewers. Let's see. He is playing...
Are you seeing this?
I'm watching.
He is playing the newer Microsoft Flight Simulator. He's taking a caravan for a holiday in Spain, so we're going to raid him. I'll send you guys over to him. Thank you for watching my stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
It's not one of the crafted bridges there.
It should be. Oh, the first one there. Okay, no, that one there. No.
Don't worry.
Desperado. Desperado, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in to Desperado and your party. How is it going? How's your Friday going? Let me just line this up, and then we're going to go to external camera. Well, welcome in, Desperado. How are you doing? Are we still descending? We are. This will go badly. Let's stop this at 3,000. I'm not quite sure what the altitude is in Cordoba. I could check quickly.
I'm down at 400. And it's safe.
Are you? Oh, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Java, Java, it loves me. A cup.
Basic, but compared to the other one, but yeah.
Okay, I'm hoping if we go to external camera, we should see the bridge without A, crashing into it, and B, breaking the plane, which is always a boon. It's always a boon. We may have to go